Hello, hello, how are you doing? Welcome to tonight's stream. Let me get the volume sorted out. One more second. I think we're all good. Evening, Farah, how you doing? The patch has arrived. No, it hasn't. No. So, they just said this week, didn't they? And I was checking. Well, let me just double check right now. Nothing's come through. I didn't see anything on the Discord, so no, it hasn't come through. Still nothing. So I'm assuming now it's going to be tomorrow, because I don't think we'll get one at weekend. So yeah, that's a bit of a disappointment, isn't it? But we'll plod on anyway. Corby, how you doing? Yeah, I'm good. Good, thanks, Corby. Right, so well, I said I would play it either way, so here we are. I'm just leveling up cities at the moment, just trying to get everything up to 3, because 3 is the highest level you can get for each city. So I'm assuming once you've got everything to 3, the only thing to do then is free roam or restart again from the beginning, which actually I quite fancy. I don't see why I wouldn't do that. So let's jump back in. The weather's a bit grim. Let me know if you can hear me okay, by the way, before I carry on. Sounds great. Excellent. Right. So I'll tell you what I am doing. I'm in the class 87, as I call this one. That's what I've nicknamed it, because the way it looks mainly inside. They're a little bit on the outside, but mainly on the inside. But what I'm doing is I'll tell you what I've been doing in general, because I've kind of gone all over the map. And what am I on? I'm on 84% of the map explored. But what I decided to do is, me and my AI drivers, is try to start ranking up this area of the map. So from London downwards. So I got Calais to level 2 out of 3. How would you pronounce that? Amiens? Amiens? Don't know. It's as bad as my German. But that's level 2. Paris is starting to level up. Brussels is leveling up. So is Antwerp. So my AI drivers are all working around sort of this area of the map. I've branched out slightly, and I'm down in Strasbourg at the moment, and I am taking some livestock down to the food processing plant in Bern, because there's a few locations here, you see, that I've not unlocked that are greyed out, and I want to try and cover some of those, because once you uncover those, your AI drivers can visit. Unless you've visited these, your AI drivers can't get there. So you really do have to visit each location. It appears as well, although I don't know, I'm wondering, I've not noticed this so far, but if I drive past, as I'm going to do, Strasbourg factory, will that unlock it, or will I need to actually visit it? Because I don't think I've visited every single one of these locations. I can't have done. There's so many. But I've had, what have I had? 56.5 hours playing. So it's possible. It's possible. And I tell you where I haven't been, right down the bottom. I think it's Vienna. Yeah, look at Vienna there, right on the end, sticking out. I've not been anywhere near Vienna, but I have been to Salzburg, because I remember telling you guys that Salzburg is one of the nicest areas of the map with the snow and whatnot. So that's what I'm going to do. First of all, we're going to take this livestock. I've already loaded it up last night. The weather's absolutely grim. Got to get the wipers on. This is the Class 87. It's not really the Class 87. It's the Leco DP 2500. But for me, it's the Class 87, so I'm sticking with it. Let's get the lights on. The lights are already on. Let's get moving. It does give you an incentive for it. It does. It's quite clever how they've done it, really, because we talked about how good the map is and how big the map is and how the locations all look different. Warehouses look like warehouses. The pump jacks look like they've got big oil rigs in them, and etc, etc. But not only that, they give you a reason to keep jumping back in and picking something to do. So I started going around the map right at the beginning, trying to uncover the map, and then I thought, well, this city needs a certain type of cargo delivering. So I spent a day doing that. Then I went back to uncovering more map, and there's different ways you can attack it. So there's different, there'll be people who've gone around every single station just unlocking the map first, but I've kind of gone off different days doing different things, and it's kept it interesting. So yeah, it's a good game. Hey Dave, how are you? You've not seen any patch yet? No, we're just saying that it's not out yet. It's been pretty quiet. Although the PC guys got when was the PC patch out? Was that yesterday? I think that was yesterday. And a couple of things on there. I was looking at the patch notes. Depends whether the PC patch and the console patch is going to be different, but it probably is, because there's a lot of stuff for Xbox that needs fixing, isn't there? That wouldn't make sense to give to the PC players, but there was a lot of stuff on there that I thought was missing, but I can't really judge it until we see the patch notes for console. But one thing I did see on there was the new HUD, which we're all getting, and I've only seen screenshots of it on the Discord, but I'll reserve proper judgment until I play it. But some elements of the HUD have become transparent, and my only concern with that would be, that's fine if you're on PC and you're sat right in front of the monitor, but I think if you're playing like some of us do, at a distance from the TV screen of a few feet on console, then I'm hoping that the HUD is all still visible, because it could be difficult for some players, couldn't it? But let's see when we get the patch. Let's avoid this train. If you go on the map and press L2 or L1, it tells you. Yeah, they do. Yeah, you're right. I was just looking at that. So in this view, so we were looking at the map, but if you go to R2, you get the list. That's another thing that's not working. Can you see at the top where it says city, country, level, progress? There's a little sort filter at the top of each one of those titles. There's no way on console you can click on that without a mouse. So if you want to sort by level to see which ones you've already got to 3, you can't do it. So the only option at the moment is how it is, which is alphabetical order for each city. So you can't get up to that top level. As soon as you go to the top, as soon as you get up to A, it just goes down to the bottom of the list again. So that's a bit annoying. But I did see someone had reported that already on the Discord, so that's good. Hopefully they can fix it. So yeah, hopefully the patch is tomorrow. If we get the patch tomorrow, we'll possibly have a look at it over the weekend and see what the differences are. So as you might have gathered, you usually see a different loco with me each stream that I do, just because I think I've bought each train twice over. Because I've had that much money saved up, so I just keep swapping and changing. If I get bored of one, I just keep swapping it. And the good thing is, isn't it, you can just go in the service centre and just swap them. You don't have to go to a certain location to pick up a certain train, which is quite good. Right, next speed limit's 60. still would like to know where the 60 is. You know, when's it coming up? How far away is it? But is that because we're used to train sim world? Maybe we wouldn't notice it as much if we'd not been playing train sim world. I don't know. The last patch was quite small. Has there been an indication this next one will be more substantial? Not substantial, but it's meant to answer a lot of the questions that everybody's had with, I think the biggest one, the GPS not playing ball, I think is one of the biggest fixes that's coming in this one. So they reckon that the GPS is fixed. So you know when it loses your destinations between stations, things like that, that's meant to be fixed. So I think what it's meant to do is get to some of the real pain points quickly this time. Because they've said that what they want to do is get the game stable for everybody on all platforms, and then they'll start looking at quality of life stuff after that, and things that people want. But one thing I did suggest on Monday that he took me up on during the stream was, especially for the trophies, you know, I mentioned the tutorials that you get when you first start. I had problems with those, and the only way I can get back to them to complete them would be to start a new game. So I suggested to him, you know, can we have a playlist with the basic tutorials in them, not only so I can go back and complete them so I can get the trophy, but you know, for new players who want to keep dipping in and out and just refreshing themselves as to what to do. Because a lot of those videos I put out about how to do passenger, postage, cargo, you know, players should be able to get to those tutorials again, shouldn't they? And those videos have been popular because they can't. Once you've got past those tutorials, you can't get back to them. So he did actually take it away, and he came back and said, yeah, in this patch, I think he said, it'll be added. So those tutorials will be in their own playlist, which is quite nice. But it kind of makes sense, doesn't it, really? Yeah, no distant signals. Yeah, it is a bit strange, Kobe. Yeah. See, this 50 is telling us we've got 50, and I bet you when we get to the other side of this station, there isn't a 50 anymore. Because that 50 will be for a different track that we're not going over. So you end up slowing right down when you don't need to, which is a bit of a pain. Oh, can you imagine trying to memorise a route like this? See, that speed's changed to 80 now, so there was no 50 for us. So that's where it gets slightly annoying. Because one thing I've noticed is there don't seem to be any sections of the map where you can go at the full 120 and stay at 120. You can't run at 120 for long before there's some kind of speed change coming up. So there's a few too many speed changes for me. Yep, see you, Farah. Thanks for coming in. Catch you later. Alright, let's run up to this 80. See, there's a 50. So it's telling me there's a 50 coming up now, so... You have to respect the 50 though, because there's those odd occasions where you get that track construction. And once that appears, you've no chance. It's a derailment every time. And you don't have to be going much more than the 50 to actually derail. So there is the 50. And it still hasn't changed. We're going around the station again, aren't we? So I think the 50 is for if you're running into the station down the centre. Which we're not doing. So where's that approaching train gone? There was an approaching train and it's disappeared. That was weird. I don't... Why have I got fined 250 quid? I haven't gone through the station. You saw that the blue arrows were to the left of me, so I wasn't in the station zone at all, but I got fined 250, so that's weird. I've had that a couple of times actually. I don't know if it's confined to a certain area or whether it's across the map. Let's check where we are. We've not moved very far actually. We've come from Strasbourg Farm. So we're going up past Stuttgart down to Ball, I believe you pronounce it as Ball, down to the food processing plant. Then what I might do after that is run up to the iron mine and take some iron up to the smeltery. I think that's what we'll do after this one. On the road flashbacks, yeah. At least this train can get up a hill though. That's the only thing I'd say to that. So this train as well is sporting the Channel colours. You can't really see it in this light. We've got a bit of red and yellow going on there. So these are the, let me try and show these are the livestock wagons. So the wagons changed as well depending what it is you're carrying. These are the livestock ones. We've got 12 wagons of livestock straight to the food processing plant. So it is a bit like on the road, isn't it? Because we transport livestock on the road as well, although it's pigs, isn't it? Pigs is the only option there. Cattle is the only option on this. Just out of interest, I don't know if you guys got the notification that I went live tonight, because I know a lot of people have been struggling getting the notification, because a lot of the regulars are not in yet, which seems a bit strange. That rain is stopping, isn't it? Let's take the wipers off. Oh, you did get it, Kobe. Right. Yeah, I think Raging Potato, Puzzle Peanut were telling me that they didn't get the notification for the last one. I know Farah only occasionally gets them. It's always done that on YouTube. It's a bit strange. So I've still got 6 million up there in the bank, which isn't bad considering the train fleet that I've got. I think, let me just double check. In my company, I've got 6 employees currently doing various things. What kind of stuff have we got going on? We've got Joshua going from the Calais grain mill to the food processing plant. Oh, he's actually coming down to Bern as well, but he's bringing grain. Then we've got Anika. She's going from the farm to the grain mill. She's getting us some flour sorted out. We've got Kate. She's going from the Paris iron mine to the smeltery at Brussels. Scott is he's carrying passengers from Aachen to Saarbrücken. Drag, that's a great name, isn't it? He's going from the Calais grain mill down to the food processing plant. So I've got a bit of a production chain going on making bread, because quite a few of the cities need bread. So I've got someone bringing grain from the farm, and then someone coming out of the grain mill down to the processing plant, taking the flour, and then from the food processing plant, Greta is bringing bread out of there down to Lille. So a bit of a chain going on there. So I just need 3 more drivers. I think the maximum's 10. Yeah, the maximum drivers is 10. So we've got 6 out of 10. I've got the money for it because obviously you've got to buy a train for each of those drivers, so I've got more than enough. So I need to get that sorted out. Queen Bee, how are you doing? Don't worry, Stace, you haven't missed any Bambis yet. We've not seen a Bambi at all on this run. We're still within the city limits, I think. So there's not as many of them. Don't jinx it. Dave was here earlier. I don't know if Dave is still here, but yeah, if Dave was on board, he'd be going for the Bambi, wouldn't he? Oh, there you go. Right, cute animal on the track. So we did jinx it. And I'm going to speed up as well, because I'm meant to be doing 120 on this stretch. Oh, there's Dave. So I love that city. That city looks good at night, doesn't it, over there in the distance? There's the Class 87. There's Bambi. $700. 600. Shall I? Shall I? There they go. There they are, look. No! Now you saw that. That wasn't my fault. The silly thing went the wrong way. You don't, it's like Dave said though, you don't get a fine for that. It's almost as if it isn't there when it does that. But there's been a few times where they've actually run in front of the train. But I think as long as you're on the horn, you don't get fined for it. You're not held responsible. So we got a nice 120 limit here, but you'll see what I mean, it won't last for long. Because we've got an 80 coming up. I want some longer stretches at speed, I think, is what I'm missing. Yeah, we hadn't seen one animal until you turned up. Oh, I don't like this tilt. Come on, get the speed down. There we go. Don't forget to leave me a like. I know you always do. So thank you for that. And I promise I won't hurt any more animals, honestly. It's like it knew, yeah. I think it did. As soon as we got out of that sort of city area, it was waiting. Right, we've got 100. I noticed on the Discord there's a lot of people on console posting pictures of places where the track's missing, and there's just like a sandy sort of track bed. I haven't seen that at all, unless that's a last gen thing. I know on PS4 someone was posting pictures from PS4. I've not seen it in my version, but they were saying that you can still drive the train over. It's only a visual glitch. It doesn't, you don't run into a sandpit or anything. It doesn't stop you driving. But they did say they've also fixed that in this patch, so hopefully we'll get this patch tomorrow. We'll get the patch notes. If we get the patch notes, I'll probably put something together and just run through them. Stick to the right, we should be okay. Hey SNCF, how are you doing? You did actually miss TSW last night. You did TSW last night. We did a bit of the Arosa line last night. And when I say a bit, it was a bit because I spadded. So we got most of the way. I was too busy trying to show everybody the pretty light bulbs on the viaduct, and forgot about the worst light of all, which was right in front of me. Yeah, you can watch the replay SNCF, it's quite funny actually. If you want to skip forward, it's when we get to well, Farah tells me I have to call it Langvies, but I was calling it Langvies. But he said it's Langvies, so when we get to Langvies, that's where it is. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Is it Langweiss? Do you think it's Langweiss? I think it's Weiss. Farah swears it's Weiss. I thought EIS is ice in German. But I will stand corrected. Weiss, or it is Weiss. Being as you know French, SNCF, remind me how to pronounce this before I butcher it again. Where is it? Is it Amiens? Or I can't even say it. Is it Amiens or Amiens, or how do you say that? As best you can describe it via chat, that is. I'm conscious of the fact that in the videos I butcher a lot of these names. Amiens, right, got you. Amiens, right, I'll remember that. Thank you. Like Amiens, like that. Amiens being nasal. You wouldn't think I got a B in my French GCSE, would you? I don't think we did French geography. Wait a minute, where did those red lights come from? With it? You guys saw that, right? I just went through red lights, it didn't find me. They were like they weren't meant to be there. Now that was bizarre. I quite clearly had a complete red both sides there. In your defense, you were so... Yeah, okay. I'm old, okay. That's fine. I can take it. Yeah, what I did there, Dave, was slam on the emergency brake. It took my emergency brake down to 53 now. I wouldn't have stopped. I'd never have stopped anyway, as you saw. But that was weird. The game does, with things like that, the game does make you jump a little bit. In some cases. Because I'm trying to... I know the signals don't properly make sense like they do on Train Sim World. But I am trying to follow them as best I can. But they don't always make sense, and that's a perfect example. Right, I'm gonna run over this Bambi now just because Stacey's calling me old. It's on the other side again, isn't it? There it is. Let's scare it onto our track. Here it comes. Right, let's just see where we are. Oh, so we're actually coming down to Stuttgart, so we're not that far away, really. So we've got flashing lights, so we're speed's coming down to 70, 100, then 70. I saw a 70, unless that was for the right track. Still 100. Yeah, there was a 70. The 70 must have been for the right turning, rather than the left, which is what we took. Yeah, there is you say that SNCF. There's a dead man switch in these trains, but I've never used it because there isn't. I think that's it. No, that's the horn. So where is it? I don't even know where it is in this. It should be right next to me, shouldn't it? But there is a dead man's switch. But looking on the Discord, people are just saying it's just it's decoration only. If you don't press it, it doesn't do anything, which is a bit pointless, really, isn't it? So I've never had that switched on. Yeah, 20 minutes later, the emergency brakes, yeah. I haven't got much emergency brake left, actually. So I think once we get to this food processing plant, I'll go into the service centre and just top that up. Yeah, true. You mean it's set to 200 in every train, or just a certain one? Because I think the IC1 is okay. I went in the new Dispalock 182 the other night on Castle Würzburg, and I noticed, even though I was light engine, it put me in the wrong PZB mode, and I couldn't get above 120. I didn't realise at first. So just check all that before you set off, that you're in the right mode. Yeah, I didn't check it the first time, and I did this run the whole way down Castle Würzburg at 120. It took me all night. What did I say about the display lock? I think it automatically put me in PZB M, I think. So, depending what you've got on the back, you want to change it. If you've got a heavy train, you should be an M. But if you're light engine, you can change it, can't you? Different PZB modes, different speed limits. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had a pleasant run at 120. I got to have a look around at the scenery, which you don't always get to do with the IC1, do you? Because it's so fast. There's another one. Since Stace has come in, there's been a family of those Bambis. That was the other thing they talked about on Monday in that stream, about having the ability to do a little bit more with this camera, because it's kind of it's like a compass. Someone's put the spike in, and you can go around in a very short circle, and that's all you can do with it. You know, unlike train sim mode where you can fly down the train and you can look at, you know, what you've got on the back, etc. You can't really move around the loco. You can't zoom. You can zoom in and out a little bit, but this is the furthest I can zoom out, so you can't even get the whole loco in that shot. So they talked on Monday about fixing that as well with a future update, which will be quite nice. Ten to 5 in the morning, sun's just coming up. It's not going to be a good day for these cows that we're transporting. So I think it won't be long before the food processing plant appears on the radio, but it's not quite there yet. What's this up on the right? Is that the smeltery? Yeah, a little bit fast. There's the sun. Looks like the smeltery. It's the coal mine, the ball coal mine. The smeltery's up on the left. That's the smeltery over there. This is a long run. Where do we go from? We went from I came from Strasbourg Farm, is where we started, and we came down this area, up around that top bend, down to Stuttgart Steel Mill, down this way. Not too bad actually. It was only just after 6:30 we started it, so 45-ish minutes so far. That one's hiding. Didn't even see that one. You may or may not have installed Microsoft Flight Simulator. I bet that took all day, didn't it? What kind of size download is that? I imagine that to be 100 odd gig. Must be. So this should be an 80, which it is. Let's see if we've got the processing plant. Not yet. I mean, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Apart from that matrix effect coming down the windows, which we know about, which hopefully is in this patch that we're getting. How do you change colours of the loco? It's dead easy. Just come into company, and then can you see down here, change company colours? Just click on that, and there's the colours, and you just choose them in there. So the one you've currently got is in the top left, so I've just got the red and yellow, but you can choose any of those. You don't have to pay any in-game money or anything for that. You can change them as much as you want. So I think I've swapped it 3 or 4 times so far. Hey Peanut, how you doing? Now there's a man who's looking forward to the patch more than anybody. Puzzle Peanut. You fancy doing green and yellow with black? The old Newton Heath colours, Man United. Oh yeah, they were called Newton Heath, weren't they, when they first started? That looks good. I don't think I've been down this end of the map. I've been pretty near, but I've just not been to this area. Yeah, pretty good, Peanut, thanks, yeah.
Hello.
There we go.
This is the operator. Is there something you need? We're prepared to receive you and have marked tracks for your arrival.
Seemed to take a long time to appear there on the old radio. Looks like there's only two colours. There's two main colours for each one. You'll get something similar though. So this one's got, I don't know if that's like a white or a grey on the top. I think it depends, it just depends what train you're running. Looks like the roof will always stay the same colour. Right, the next speed limit is 50. Bit of snow on the ground. And this is how you can tell you're getting down to Switzerland. Emergency brake. Which is fine because I'm going to the service centre anyway after this. So let's pull in, get these delivered. And we'll check out the next job. Might as well use the e-brake up. Right, let's get these delivered. So, take those off, confirm delivery, finish. So what is that burn now needs flour, looks like. I think I've got somebody bringing flour down, one of my AI drivers is bringing flour down. So I got 159,000 for that, and that's not bad money actually, because those wagons of livestock, they were just general livestock that could be delivered to any food processing plant. If you do the ones that are actually meant for burn, we would have got a lot more than that, but there wasn't any available to come down here, so I just took the general ones. So that's quite good. Let's close that. Let's just have a quick look at the map, see where we are. So let's look at the cities around us. What have we got? We've got Lucerne down here. Zurich. So let's have a look at Lucerne and Zurich. Well, Zurich needs heating oil, lumber and passengers. And what was the other one I said? Lucerne. Let's look at Lucerne. Because I don't think I've done anything down here. It needs logs and it needs steel sheets. And also while we're here, so ball needs, coal's been done, it needs lumber. So to get lumber, we need to take logs first to a sawmill, then pick up the lumber from the sawmill afterwards, and then bring it back down. So that one's going to take a while to do. So let's just see where we are, see what we can pick up. I was thinking of I might take iron. I might go down to Burn Iron Mine because I've not visited there, so that'll unlock something else. Perhaps take some iron up to the smeltery. Could do that. Because I don't think there's much else down this end. Yeah, let's do that. But first what I'm going to do is go to the service centre because I'm going to repair that e-brake. So I will go forward and then I'll back up to that service centre there. Just need to get ahead of these points and then I'll switch them. Thanks everybody for coming in again though, I appreciate it. I was hoping I could show you the batch, but yeah, I really did expect it today. After the PC got theirs yesterday, I thought it might have dropped for us today at some point. But apparently not, so hopefully it's still this week. It'll probably come out at 10 o'clock tonight, won't it? Right, so let's go inside the service centre and get some repairs. So we'll fix that. Yeah, look at the train condition, 41%. That's all that emergency brake stuff. Don't think there's anything else I need to do. Did I? I know, I didn't put my cat on the dashboard. Where's my cat? Being as it cost me 100 grand, I want that in the train. There he is. Let's put him in. There he is. Right, so I need to get to the iron mine. So I think I can go forwards from here. So we'll go to the iron mine, and then once I've got to the iron mine, we'll go to the smeltery up there at Ball. So that's good when your employees complete a job and it pops up and tells you how much money they're making in XP. I mean, it is very much like on the road, but in this game there seems more purpose to it, because then on the road your drivers, you set up a job for your drivers, they just take it, just take the delivery, drop it off, and that's it. Whereas with this one, you can make your drivers contribute to the production chain. So, you know, take like I've done, taking the grain from the farm to turn it into flour and then transport it again to turn it into bread and then deliver the bread to the city. So it makes much more sense than on the road. So I really do like that system. So all those production chains, steel sheets is another one because you need iron ore which then is turned into refined ore, which is then taken to the steel mill, turned into steel sheets. You also need coal, of course. So yeah, it gives you something to work on, and you can keep changing your AI drivers around, and it's good fun actually getting the production line going. Makes a lot of sense. So we haven't got far to go to this iron mine, I don't think. It's nice how the horn echoes as well in the tunnel. And another deer. Maybe there should be a contract for transporting deer to the food processing plant. There's more deer than there are cattle. Oh, I've done it again. See, trying to back out of that menu and I'm pressing circle to back out of the menu, which puts the emergency brake on. The amount of times I've done that. You know, now you've said that, Dave, there's going to be loads. There's going to be loads of trains on the same track. You're not coming to these streams anymore. So there's Kate, 6 wagons of iron ore to the Brussels smeltery, so that's good. Oh, there's a bit of snow on this side of the tunnel, isn't there? Look at this. Say, boys, how you doing? Bumpy's getting turned into venison. It does look good though, doesn't it? Nice, Bones, yeah, thanks for coming in. What looks good is Bambi not getting squished. It'd make a mess on this white snow, wouldn't it? Complete whiteout down this end of the map. Just a few more engine sounds, I think, are required because it's quite quiet outside, right next to the train. And it shouldn't be, should it? Oh, what's this? A red? Is this a red? You see, that was a red. You saw it. There was a red on my side, and it let me go through it. So there's something up with the signals tonight. I've not seen it as many times as this, but we've had some problems with that tonight. But that was clearly a red on my side.
Hello, this is the operator. Is there something you need? You're cleared to arrive. We'll mark tracks for you.
Still sounds a bit weird having a Yorkshireman guiding you into a Swiss iron mine, doesn't it? No, there's no spad. We've nearly had plenty splat at Bambi every time Bambi runs across the tracks. On this one, the reds are fake. We seem to be able to run through the reds and it not cause an issue. Yeah, reds with no warning, yellows. Yeah. Is that Sean Bean? It sounds like a Yorkshireman, doesn't it? Snow on the track. Oh, it's good this. You can ram straight into it. I don't actually know if it derails you. It's not derailed me yet. Actually, we're coming up to the coal mine, so I better be careful. Right, well I was going to hit the snow, but we've turned off. But yeah, there's piles of snow on the track, and you can kind of just run through it. And you only get that, of course, down this end of the map. Right, so here's the iron mine. Let's see if we've got anything particularly for the smeltery that we're going to, because we'll get good money for that. It doesn't derail you or fine you. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think I'd not seen that, Dave, till you told me about it, because I think you'd been down to this this Swiss end of the map way before I did, and I remember you mentioned it to me. So then I saw the first one and I hit it at full speed just to see. It didn't do anything. Yeah, you can get derailed. Yeah, you can get derailed. Let's have a look what we've got.
This is the station operator. Sure. Here's what's available.
Right, so we were going to Ball, weren't we? So there isn't anything for that smeltery. So what we'll do is we'll take 12 general ones. Take 12 of those. Couple them up. Put them on the tracks, couple them up. Finish. There we are, all ready to go. So there's the iron ore. Let's just have a look where it is we're going. So we said we would come back up to here to Ball Smeltery. So let's do that. So we're going back round again. I half hoped it would take us this way past the Zurich power plant, and up that way, but it isn't. It's taken us back the same way, but it's fine. The good thing about these is you don't have to reverse the train because they're loop. So you can just go around the loop instead. Didn't realise, but my driver is actually wearing a yellow t-shirt with red arms as well. I didn't know it changed the guy's uniform. Oh, I was going to ask you about that castle renovator. Yeah, it's not very good, is it not? I did see 10 minutes of somebody playing it on YouTube, and I thought it looked a bit, yeah, graphically not all there. It's not taking you long then. How many hours has that taken then? To be honest, I still haven't finished the train station renovation yet. That's another one that's made it onto the pile of shame after I spent quite a bit of time on that one at the beginning. Back out of the iron mine, onto the smeltery. Just check actually if my drivers have got any perk points that I need to assign, because it's always good to get those assigned straight away. So my drag has got one, so let's do that. So let's do, what has he got? He's got 6 cargo wagons, you can have 7 with that. We'll do energy, because then they rest for less time in between jobs, so I'll add that to his. He's actually driving the same train as this. He is taking flour to the Paris food processing plant at the moment. So yeah, I was doing bits of jobs all over the map, and then I thought I got to the stage where I was having to work on the several stage processing jobs, like the flour, where it needs 3 steps to make the bread. So I decided to focus in that one area, sort of around sort of France area to begin with, to get those cities leveled up. And I wonder if the devs want you to do it that way as well, because there are trophies for leveling up certain areas of the map. I think they call them zones. Can't remember. I have to re-look at the trophies, but it's almost suggesting that you get your team, as it were, to work a certain area and get all the cities in that area leveled up before you move on to the next set. See, there's another red. Look at that red there. That's clearly a red on my side. So that's the way I've been doing it. I've actually come down to Switzerland. I've actually gone a bit further away from where they're all sort of working, so I'm probably going to head back there and see if I can help them with a couple of jobs after this. But yeah. Dave, you've got train station renovation, and you got about halfway through. I was going to try the model railway. Yeah, I forgot about the model railway. I'm not as far through as you guys. I think I only did 3 levels, maybe did 3 levels. And the castle renovator, 11 hours so far, and then one or two to do. Very much like train station renovation. Worth a fiver but not 11 quid. Right, maybe wait for a sale then. You guys were playing the tank mechanic as well. Did you ever finish that one? I know a couple of you got that in the last sale as well. How did that one work out? The tanks got boring. It runs like crap on the Series X, right? I got you. Sounds like another one to kind of avoid then. Right, so just then on that signal it showed the 3 dots, so there's something in this block that is going to cause a problem, but I don't see any signals or anything. I think the signals are a bit ropey at this end. Honestly do. Just out of curiosity, what's the best game you've all played? Be good to know, as the taste in games is vastly different to yours. It depends what do you mean. Do you mean as like a simulator, Stace, or do you mean just generally the best game? It's a difficult question to answer, that, isn't it? Because it depends. The best game you've played will also depend on what your taste in gaming as well. If you play a game that's in your kind of niche that you like, you might enjoy it better than somebody else might. Farah's is Witcher 3. Any game in general. It's a difficult question, that, isn't it? I don't know. I tell you what I did enjoy, and I played it through twice, Uncharted 4. I really did enjoy that one. I was hooked on it, and I kind of played a chapter every night. And it was like reading a book. I was ready for the next part of the story every night. I thought it was really good, because I like pirate stuff anyway. And the other thing is, I'd not played any other Uncharted games before that, so 4 was the first one I played. And I really got into that. I thought the multiplayer part of it was rubbish, but the actual story was good. The single player. But in more recent times, I've obviously played a lot of Train Sim World because I do quite like that. Friday the 13th, you know, I've spent a lot of hours on. But I also like other stuff as well that I don't always stream. So Battlefield 5, I quite like. I'm not a massive Battlefield fan generally, but Battlefield 5, because it was World War II, which, like I was saying to you just then, if it's in your kind of area of stuff that you like, you might enjoy it a bit more than somebody else. World War II stuff I quite like. So Battlefield 5 was quite good, and I spent a lot of hours on that. But I'm just trying to think if there's anything, you know, longevity-wise that I would keep going back to. Right, here's some snow on the track. The massive pile. Look, it's got straight through it. I think it just wobbles the train, that's it. There you go. I don't think it does any damage or anything. Oh, the other ones that are quite good, and I think you got one of these on your list actually, Stacey. Like Man of Medan. Those horror sort of role-playing games, they're quite good. Quite like those. But again, you tend to play through those once, don't you? They're not something that you keep going back to. TSW is your number one keep going back to. I think it is for me at the moment, yeah, and it has been for quite a long time. Yeah. Let's just see how far away we are. We're not too far away. So we've just gone past the food processing plant where we did the previous drop-off. For you, it is Power Wash Sim or Sims 4. RE8, Little Hope. Yeah, Little Hope was good, yeah. Detroit Become Human, I've not played. I am looking forward to Power Wash Sim. I know we talked about that, was it last night? Coming to PlayStation. Need to find out exactly when that's coming out. Hey Black Arrow, how you doing? This snowy area looks like a nice change of scenery. Yeah, this is down the bottom end, so once you get past sort of Strasbourg and into deep into sort of Switzerland down this end, this is all kind of snow covered right across the bottom of the map, I think. Salzburg definitely is, and I've not been to Vienna yet. The Last of Us, yeah, I haven't played that. Is Power Wash Sim cross-platform right now between Xbox and PC? That looks good, doesn't it? Look how the snow just disappeared. That's one thing that they could probably improve on. I mean, I get it though. Once again, you know, for this level of game, the transitions between the snow and the non-snowy areas, I imagine, is quite resource intensive. You know, phasing it out in small portions until it completely disappears. But maybe they can adjust it. Wow, we got some quite severe braking to do that. So there's a red on the left, which is fine. Yeah, we turn blue again, so we're good. Approaching train spotted. But if Power Wash Sim is like multiplayer cross-platform, then yeah, we should do some of that once it comes out. Yeah, the trees are quite good black arrow, aren't they? Yeah. Not all just one colour, which is quite good. Right, so it's still showing red. We're gonna get a double red around this corner because it must be crossing in front of us. There's a crossing right here. Still no signal. There'll be a signal right around this bend. There it is. Yeah, double red. I kind of knew that was coming. So once he's cleared the crossing, that will switch back to us. There you go. Xbox and PC is cross-platform, but you think PlayStation won't, is it? But you know, some games are cross-platform within the game, though, aren't they? So Battlefield, for example, it's in the game where the cross-platform part of it is, rather than at the Xbox or PlayStation level. So I don't know whether Power Wash Sim does that.
Hello, this is the operator. You've been given clearance. Proceed to entry.
Right, let's go to the drop-off track. Has your Streamlabs message come up tonight, Stace? I don't remember it coming up. It should do. I haven't taken it off. Raging Potatoes here. Did you forget Raging Potato? Let's get these unhooked and let's deliver them. So now we have got. So we've delivered 12 out of 10. iron ore. So that is the symbol. The other one, for level 2, is a symbol for meat. So what we could do is we drop those. We drop the cattle off at the food processing plant, so they'd be turning those into meat. We could go down there and pick up the meat and bring it back. But what time is it? 8 o'clock. So I'll probably finish there for tonight, though. Thanks everybody for coming in, appreciate it. And if we get the patch tomorrow, I'll put a short video together. Probably I'll just review it. I'll get it fired up, do a quick video, go through the patch notes, see what there is, see if it makes a huge difference. I think the HUD, like I said right at the beginning, I think the HUD is going to be the main thing. It's going to be a bit strange to begin with, but we'll give it a try. Reserve judgment till we tried it. But yeah, thanks for all the likes, thanks for the chat, appreciate it as always, and take it easy tonight. See you on the next one. Bye for now.